Several cities across the country are being terrorized by chaos and lawlessness, especially in the Pacific Northwest. Now, last night, we told you about the violence in Portland, a city that has looked like a scene out of Mad Max for the past 2 months. But tonight, we look at Seattle. The CHOP autonomous zone may be gone, but the radicals controlling the city are looking to continue its legacy.
In order to actually transform the way the city does public safety, we need to shrink the current police force.
We are coming to dismantle this deeply oppressive, racist, sexist, violent, utterly bankrupt system of capitalism, this police state.
It looks like this president is doing a dress rehearsal for martial law, sending in federal forces to take over police duties in city after city for political purposes.
Now, my next guest says Seattle is going further than any other American city right now in deconstructing the entire justice system, the rule of law. It's shot there. Joining me now is Christopher Rufo, City Journal contributing editor. Now, Christopher, tell us what your sources, and I know they're good, in the Seattle Police Department are confiding about what's really happening, the truth of what's happening in that city.
So right now, within the entire justice system in the city of Seattle, people are at a full-blown panic. The Seattle City Council is currently deliberating legislation to reduce the police force by 50%, which would have one of the lowest officers per capita of any large city if that happens. At the same time, the King County Executive Dow Constantine has pledged to close the downtown jail and reduce the overall county jail capacity by 60 to 65%. It is just thing after thing after thing that the activists are pushing forward as we struggle with the COVID pandemic, as we struggle with this civil unrest. They're not waiting at all, and their goal is very simple: abolish the police, abolish prisons, and abolish the courts.
Oh, so it's, again, the goal is clear. If that's what they want to do, the ends are going to mean complete destruction of life as we know it, or knew it, I should say, in Seattle. And Christopher, you got your hands on documents from King County's, I guess it's called Zero Youth Detention Program, and they offer a template for Seattle's radical plan to abolish the prisons you just referenced. And the document is full of ideas from critical race theory, including this page that describes white culture as, quote, individualism, meritocracy, progress, and objectivity. Chris, doesn't it sound like it was written by a white supremacist there? Unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, there is a really increasingly fine line between old style racism and new style critical race theory. And what's happened is this: progressives have realized that kind of the economic divide, classical Marxism, is not a winning message. It's never worked anywhere it's been tried in the last century. So they've really grasped onto something that is unfortunately working much better for their aims. It's dividing people along racial lines and using the rhetoric of race to achieve the economic outcomes of Marxism. And Seattle is really ground zero. And it's really astonishing. If you look at these documents, they're basically making the argument that the entire justice system is an institution of white supremacy, an institution of white domination, and a corrupt and evil racist culture. And the only solution for them, and this is at the highest levels of government, is to burn it all down. And that's what we're seeing not only in the streets, but we're seeing that in the boardrooms, in the decision-making centers, at the highest levels of government. It's really astonishing, and we haven't seen anything like this in recent history.
Now, I can tell you, Christopher, flyover country, those Midwestern states, swing states across this country, they better see that the coasts are collapsing in on them. If they think it's going to stay in Seattle, they haven't been paying attention. It's going to get worse under Biden because they're going to know what they're doing is working. Christopher, stay on this for us, please. And thank you for bringing this story.